Welcome back to Dial the Gate. Oh, for crying out loud. Wormhole Extremists.
Take two.
My name is David Reed. I'm with Nicole Rodriguez-Galdo.
Hello.
And Yvonne Cahill.
Greetings.
They go right into it with this one. So
they really do. Dive right in.
Talking about, okay, so there are bad aliens out there, but what about good aliens?
Yeah, that's it. And this is kind of almost like a precursor to the Tok'ra.
Very
they're
much
like
so.
good Gould.
Yeah.
I also put like that this goes straight into Torment of Tantalus afterwards, where the Asgard are one of the 4 races in the Torment of Tantalus.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And this is what our second episode written by Catherine Powers.
Yes.
And directed by Brad Turner is his first of 14.
Wow, okay.
Which is pretty impressive. Apparently it's also the first mention of the Asgard, the first mention and appearance of the Unas.
Yep.
First time the collective term, the System Lords, is used. First time Teal'c symbiote is called Junior.
Wow.
The first time
firsts.
SG1 encounter a human that used to be a host. I think that's it.
This is like the Virgin episode. We're
it
about
really
to
is.
so many
like,
virginities
so many
in Stargate are about
things
to be
happened.
lost. Yeah.
These are all concept art created for the episode.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yes, I have seen that.
Everyone's hyping up James L. Jones in the chat. Yes, everybody. Exciting.
Yes.
He's fantastic in this.
Honestly.
So good in this.
Such a good performance. It elevates the Unas to like actually be quite a scary creature, but also really cool and commanding.
Yes.
I think he's one of the reasons I love the Unas so much and why they're like, I think, one of my top like species ever in the show.
Well, speaking of James Earl Jones and Star Wars, so obviously he voices the Unas, but ironically he was also in Conan the Barbarian in 1982, and that was also set on a place called Chimera. So like a little bit of a
Chimera?
You mean Samaria?
Samaria, sorry.
Oh, it was on Samaria. Interesting.
It was called Samaria.
Hey, the Sagan Institute box.
Yeah, I love that. It's so sweet.
Named for Carl Sagan, an American astronomist and astrobiologist. There we go.
Yeah.
I did like that before this, Teal'c was saying in the briefing room that he already like knew of this place and that it's kind of like got some bad vibes for Gould, and that's a good sign, you know.
Absolutely. Now, why is that there? That's the top of that thing is gonna be eaten.
literally one of that's one of the goofs. It's way too close to the core.
Way too close.
It would get wiped out.
I do love this. This is such fun drama. The setup is really nice.
Apparently, also when SG1 come through the Stargate, there's no melt, but then it randomly appears in the next shot to the left of the screen.
There are Gould markings on that thing, or at least what appears to be gold.
Maybe it's a sign saying "Turn back now, Gould in Gould."
Exactly. Quite possibly.
I love when
the melt just appeared. Did you see that? It was like on the left. It just sort of appeared there. It wasn't there before.
This is another great one. Like kind of like I don't want to say like the last one, but I just love the episodes where the drama really like kicks in before the intro to like such an extreme that you're like, what is happening? You know. This is one of the ones where I was like, I don't know what's happening, and then
the powering up is like so like ominous. Like, what's going down?
Maybe we shouldn't have brought Teal'c.
Yeah,
let's get the heck out of here.
Yep.
Oh no, you're okay.
Exactly, that's what it's doing.
Yeah. You're fine.
The first Asgard technology that we see.
Oh wait, found it.
Yeah, I did find it weird that it didn't check the gut of the other 3, just the heads.
Yep.
It didn't.
But then it just scrolls down to Teal'c. I love that. I love that Jack's like, I've got to save my man.
Yeah.
My bestie.
Push him out of the way and he ends up getting
he really sticks up for Teal'c in this one.
If it wasn't for Jack doing that, Teal'c would be kind of screwed because all he'd have is his little pistol. Does he even have a pistol actually?
What?
I think he has a pistol as a sidearm, right? Silk.
Yes, yes, he does.
Yeah.
So that'd be the one thing that
He'd
works,
run out of
and
ammo
there wouldn't be
really
much.
quickly.
Yeah.
So he only has a couple of magazines.
Because this is like the first time I think that we see one of those sort of like machines that disables a weapon.
Yes.
Like yeah.
Mm.
But it doesn't recognize the human
right, exactly.
weapons.
Only
Just
disables school technology. So it probably just drains the liquid naquid out of the staff.
Yeah, I never really thought about that, to be honest. Lewis Cox in the chat says, I like that SG1 comes back to the planet from Thor's hammer in Thor's chariot because they broke a thing.
Yes.
And
it's our first thing that we broke. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but I like that. I do think it's really cool.
So we have the touchstone. We break a lot of things.
Yeah, although the touchstone's not really our fault. It's, you know,
it is our fault.
It's not SG1's fault. It's humanity's fault.
No, it is humanity's fault. You know,
it is humanity's fault for sure.
So
that was a really fun one.
I like
that one.
that up.
I do like the way that they make this stuff. Yeah, sorry, Evie, go.
Oh, it wasn't anything important.
Everything you say is important, darling. Go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, it's kind of curious that like this planet had Thor's hammer, but what about the other Asgard protected worlds like Katau in Red Sky? They didn't have anything like that.
Girl, you be spitting facts. I'm like, what? Yes, 100%, 100%. I've never thought about that before.
That planet was governed by Freyr. It was not governed by Thor.
Yes.
So
I feel like they should just slap one on every planet, though.
No, well, I mean, but Freyr had his.
They're not
his
talking.
Way of
really?
I'm sure they did, but yeah, you're right. I always was wondering why there was no hammer device there either.
Gerwin is such a nice lady.
She's kick-ass. I actually really like her.
I want to get her on the show.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Trading, fighting, pillaging. That was the old days. Now they just look for work. I'm glad they're not pillaging anymore. At least
I do like the fact that the Vikings are no longer doing their thing.
They're no longer Viking like that.
Yeah. I think Vikings are really cool. I'm glad that Stargate kind of brought that in. Norse mythology is just so great.
It's very interesting.
And I want to reiterate, thank you people in the chat who did go and vote for Christopher Judge to win Best Actor for the Game Awards, because he won for God of War Ragnarok, which is a Norse mythology thing. Thank you, David. It was great. So
thank you for bringing that up. That was a big deal to see that. I was like, oh, Nicole did that.
Our Stargate guy. Yeah, I think a lot of fans as well are big Stargate fans who played the game as well. And
I really hope he gets offered the part in the actual TV series. That would be really cool.
Yeah, please.
There's, I think, a lot of fans are pushing for it.
And then hopefully when he's in there, he can also be like, "Hey, so how about Stargate?" You know, that'd be nice.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah. Honestly, though, this woman is actually so helpful. Like, there are so many planets where the people are like, ugh, we don't want to help you, can't be asked. But this woman's like, oh, I got you. Let's go.
She's knowledgeable of what's going on. So.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention there's a bit of a moment of irony with Gerwin here, because she refers to, or she says to SG1 something along the lines of, "You're a little short for gods." And in season 2, obviously, we meet the Asgard and discover that they are really small in stature. Plus someone online said that it's almost like it's a nod to Star Wars: A New Hope.
Yeah.
You know, when Princess Leia
says, a bit of an you're
right. Like, you know, you're a little short to be a stormtrooper. And then of course, you know, obviously there's James Earl Jones, again, another Star Wars tie-in. So yeah.
I actually hadn't seen Star Wars when I first watched this.
I saw Star Wars way before I saw this.
Yeah, my family didn't really make it a priority. I made it a priority 2 years later because I was like, why haven't I seen it? We haven't seen him come out and say hello in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Junior doesn't get air very often.
It's funny they have to make sure that the evil snake is okay, because otherwise Teal'c won't be okay. I always wondered if the larval ghoul can be salty with their Jafar, and I guess for own self-preservation, they wouldn't kill him because then they'd die. But I feel like maybe sometimes they want to give him like a really nasty stomachache as punishment for turning on his god. I always thought about that.
A nasty stomachache.
Here we go. It's interesting that he shows himself to be, in his this
form.
alternate form. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he's talking to the system lords.
I found it weird when he appeared
glorious
as a grey
beard.
alien. Yeah. This actor reappears in season 8, I believe, as a Jafar who's friends with Teal'c, who dies due to the symbiote gas poisoning. And the reason I could tell is because I remember I was watching season 8 and I heard his voice and I went, that is Thor.
I know that
from
voice.
Thor's hammer, because it's so deep. So
well, totally like a little bit off topic, but I was going through my list of Christmas movies, which I always do every year.
Yeah.
And I was watching While You Were Sleeping, and I was like, I know this voice, and I looked it up, and it was Rick Worthy, and he plays like an orderly.
Oh my gosh!
And it's like he's got like 2 lines in the show, in the movie, should I say? But I'm like, I recognize him just based on his voice because he's got
Rick Worthy
amazing,
has got a presence.
amazing
Awesome.
voice.
Yeah,
I
loved him in Battlestar.
Yep.
He was amazing. He was evil, and I hated him. And then they did a little movie about his character, where they made him lovable. They made him a really nice guy, and I thought, wow, amazing.
Well,
Here we
you
go.
just need to know more about
Go to
them.
the Hall of Mjolnir.
Appreciate them.
And put yourself out of your misery.
No escape.
I love that that's their only choice, is go off yourself.
Yeah.
God, I just realized how short his little skirt is. Oh my God, I just saw it. Wow.
That's some like 90s miniskirt.
I hope he was wearing some solid underwear.
He's a hologram.
We haven't seen a loincloth in a while, guys. I'm glad that's past us.
The ghoul like will be destroyed by a hammer.
Yeah. So I just had a horrible, like a thought of a ghoul getting like bludgeoned to death by a hammer.
All of Moria.
Yeah.
This was, I remember watching this in syndication when it first aired, and I just remember this episode. I really started loving this show with this episode.
It starts to warm up around here
because it's so much fun.
Yeah,
you got Carter and Daniel doing their thing. You got Jack and Teal'c doing their thing, and it works.
So that kid, by the way, is like the same kid that I think it's the same actor that you see in Children of the Gods,
yes,
who gets rescued from the prison. Because I always recognize his blonde hair.
We discussed this, didn't we? Because
during Children of the Gods,
exactly the same.
Really?
I always wondered if they were returned to if he was returned to this planet, if he was actually considered the same character, or they just reused him for this. I don't know, but they did return them to planets, so you'd like to think they went and explored it a bit. This woman's also just fantastic.
Galen Gorg. She passed away a few years ago.
That is incredibly sad. She is delightful.
She wouldn't have been that old.
No.
Awful.
Yeah, she's like a witch.
Yeah. I just like the fact that she had the Gould removed, and then they just immediately were like, "Well, we know you're safe, so please stay with us."
Yeah.
Gawain obviously did that. No one else really did. Everyone's a bit more like, "Oh."
Well, they would have just had to take her word for it because, they're kind of I guess not a technologically advanced society, so they couldn't just double check. They would have just had to have just gone purely based on just her word.
I know they see that and they're like, "Yo,
wow.
what?"
I know that.
You know what? I will say, I love Sam. I love Daniel. I love everybody. Oh, Sam really frustrates me in this episode.
Well, she's focused
difficult
on the mission, whereas
she pulls on like a
more emotional. He's
attitude.
like he's focusing on Share, and he's thinking, "Oh, Thor's hammer that could save Share."
Yeah, see, Sam's just like, "Oh, military jack brain, like, wow, I'm gonna."
Well,
be
she has to
impatient.
though, because he's not there, so she sort of has to make all the decisions.
Yeah, I just don't like the way that she does it. She's a bit mean and a bit like not understanding about it. I just feel like Sam's often more of the time a bit more understanding and willing to learn and accept these other things, but she's so like cynical in this episode.
This is a big deal.
Like, the
conversation that we just had. It confirms that the you remain yourself even though the gold is there. It doesn't wipe away who you
that's
are.
it.
Yeah, the gold lie when they
Yes,
say
it doesn't override
That
your
you can-
personality.
Right, it doesn't. Well, the gold overrides when it's in
delete.
control, but right, it doesn't
Yeah,
delete. Exactly
doesn't
right.
delete.
And also, it can be removed. So these
Yeah.
are two big
You're
things
right.
in one
Yeah,
scene.
this is like the first time we've heard that.
Except for like Lord Yu, who's like so old that there's pretty much like nothing left of the old guy in him. So
yeah, the older they go old, the more there's just nothing.
they're
in there.
deteriorating as well as the person inside. So
Is that still
Hello,
fleshy, that
gold.
Goa'uld?
yeah, look at that.
Was
The
it
way
still
he's just like, "What?"
fleshy?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
This is pretty creepy.
It is. This episode made
is.
me quite like
Because
it
you're
was very
sharing
eerie.
a small enclosed space with something with large
And it's a
teeth.
labyrinth as well.
Mhm.
Don't do
Yeah.
mazes. They scare me.
And he can somehow hibernate for long periods of time.
I do like that this is essentially like the I'm gonna say it the English way, Minotaur.
Yeah, it's very much so.
It's like that
That's
whole
correct.
Greek myth, but
Uh-huh.
they've combined it with
Ooh.
Norse mythology.
Yee. That's frightening.
He
Yep.
blended into the rock so well.
He
They
was like
just
there the
didn't even
whole
bother.
time.
Yeah, listening.
He's kind of rock-like.
Okay, this always bothered me. Like, how are they supposed to like eat their food with two hands if they've got these drinks?
They're holding these horn drink.
I'm guessing they use the chain
glasses.
to like put it around their neck like a
I
necklace
think
and then
that's
drink
the
from it.
idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I felt it.
I love how she
That's-
compares that.
Yeah, that's a horrible...
She's
Scar is
she's
going through
she's
that.
got
The tiny bit of my pain is nothing
perspective,
compared to
yeah.
that.
Yeah, she's got perspective. You can see the pain in the memory just on her face.
Not this one.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
special.
he's a good guy. I think she knows, yeah.
It suggests, even at this point here, that if, like, Ryak, if they can avoid putting a symbiote in him, that he can be free. But the whole point
Yeah.
later on is that, they can never be free of the gold because they need them even
It's
once...
the immune system.
Yeah, which, I mean, it changes after Bloodlines because, it suggests that Teal could have saved his son from slavery.
Yeah.
And there's the Psychic Thunder.
There's the
Yeah.
telepathic thunder. That's actually a sweet rock band name.
Yeah.
Telepathic thunder.
She's yelling.
Darling, I don't
she's
think
yelling
the
at Thor.
Valkyrie ride the wind this time. I think that it's just Thor's busy dealing with other things. Honestly, though, there's like a woman like this in my village who just started like screaming at the sky, saying that Thunder was talking to her. I wouldn't listen to her either. So,
Well, that's the thing,
yeah. As a kid, I was like, "Oh, listen to her. I'm sure she knows what she's talking about." Because Daniel has that whole, believe in everyone.
What if the
Yeah.
Thunder tells her to sacrifice her firstborn? I mean, well, the Thunder
Cool.
said.
Yeah. Raj Luthra in the chat said, "To this day, I still think the Asgards downloaded their consciousness into the Asgard core, hoping humanity will find a way to bring them back." I feel like something the Asgard would do. They did accept their fate in the end, but they are always trying to prolong their life. So
Uh-huh.
having any way to live on is very interesting.
Hmm.
May they rest in peace. But it's nice seeing them for the first time here in their own form.
Correct.
Not the form they're in, but like, the one they make up for other people.
Somehow. It's nice to see them
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah. I get excited, I get excited and sad not seeing them again until season 2.
It's dead.
I'm so grateful that human weapons work in here.
Yep.
Oh, you've woken him up.
Ooh.
Unas.
That dude would have spent so long in hair and makeup. Or
Oh,
just
quite.
makeup.
He looks fantastic. There are a lot of costumes in sci-fi where I'm like, oh no. And makeup, but this is an alien where I'm like, yes, this is fantastic.
Skara. That's the whole point.
I like that they're having kind of similar kind of understandings in their own, Daniel's kind of having that ponder with Sam, and Jack and Teal'c having it here.
Well, it'd be
all on the
hard
same wavelength.
It'd be hard for your mind not to go there.
Yeah.
You know what this Thor's hammer's capable of, and you've got people that you love that are in need of that help.
I will say, a lot of the time when I watch entertainment, women are always written to have a really like tragic story a lot of the time, and stuff that I watch in order to try and like help kind of grow their characters. But Sam comes into the story having a pretty solid background, like she didn't really have anything too bad happen to her, while Daniel lost his wife, Jack lost his kid, and Teal'c had to abandon his family. Sam's the only one that doesn't have anything bad
Sam
yet.
lost her mother.
Oh, yeah, but that was a long time ago, though. It's not like really.
Yeah, but
recent.
that would
It's
still
not a
stay with you, and yeah, and
I
she obviously had sort of a bit of an
anybody,
absent
so
father as well.
I just feel like they all had really recent trauma to kind of push them into these kind of positions, and Sam kind of didn't. She was kind of just always ready to go.
I mean, she had that like kind of potentially I don't know, violent relationship with the last fiance. Was it Jonas?
Oh yeah. But that's what I mean, though. It's like it's just not as like crazy as everybody else's. I always feel Sam's probably the most well held together character, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and I kind of love that.
Did she just reference Marduk?
She's got it. Yes, that is actually a thing in this episode they brought up. Yes, it's the first time Marduk is mentioned. Isn't Marduk the one from season 5?
Yes,
from
that's
like
correct.
The Tomb? Yeah.
Yep.
That was a
survives.
Fun episode. Looking forward to that.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, she said her planet's name is Jabana.
Someone is quoting Galaxy Quest in the chat. Thank you, Raywood. It's a great movie.
I love Galaxy Quest.
Me too. We should watch that.
It's like one of my favorites.
Same.
By Grabthar's Hammer. What a savings.
Yes. Yes. Sorry. I'm just remembering bits of the movie now.
Sigourney Weaver being not allowed to swear, so they had to like dub over the swearing, but you can still see her mouth
Sigourney
saying
Weaver
it.
in that. So good.
Yeah. Gonna see her in an hour and a bit.
Well, sort of her.
Yeah.
Age regressed. And blue.
Yeah.
Blue.
It doesn't take long for the Gold to figure out that the hammer has been destroyed. Like, by the time they come back here a year later, it's been taken over by Harrower.
I love the way that that Jack tries to talk about this. The walls. He's like, yeah, we'll just wait a while. The walls will come down.
A couple hundred years.
Little bits of comedy like that.
I love the shadow. I love the shadow.
So creepy. Oh, I can't wait for him to speak. He's so suave, like
he literally has the
smooth
best
talk
speaking
me.
voice.
Literally, he could convince me to do anything for him. He'd be like, "I want to feast on you and your friends," and I'd be like, "Yes, sure." I meant that in a food way, not in an appropriate way.
Look at Teal.
Yeah, yeah. How hard would it be though to be the actor that plays the Unas, having to like mime the words but not actually speak them? I guess would they just dub them over?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because like James Earl Jones isn't playing the Unas, he's just voicing it.
He didn't play Darth Vader either. Just voiced him. But Darth Vader had a helmet on, so it wasn't an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
My weapons
and the blue
work.
blood.
Yeah. Ha ha, joke's on you. Get effed.
You can still see him breathing though.
Yep.
Well, they can only do so much.
One through the head, just to be sure.
Yeah. They do they not like? Don't they have his military knives? I don't mean to be gross, but like behead him
You
quickly.
might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That blue blood we see again in the first ones.
That's true.
Yeah.
Isn't there some,
classic.
like, I can't remember the exact joke, but in the Orville, they have that joke about chin horns. I can't remember what the joke was.
I don't remember either, but I
It's
feel
like
like
in the
I
first
do.
season.
It's in my brain.
Oh yeah, when they're caught in bed.
No, it's when oh, I can't remember the names of the characters. It's when the two guys pretend to be that other alien race, and they
okay.
like go aboard their ship,
Okay.
and
The
it's
krill.
like the krill.
What a
That's
shot.
right.
Look at that.
That is an
It's a
amazing
nice
shot.
one.
Go ahead.
Anyway, yeah, I can't remember the specifics, but they make some sort of joke about these chin horns.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, very similar. Now Teal'c's on alert.
Ray Wood said, "If that weird Mason Galaxy quest didn't deserve an F-bomb, what does?" This place deserves an F-bomb. Oh, this is such cool lore. Oh, I love it.
You
Yeah.
vampire.
The wraith are the vampires for me, because they literally suck the life out of you. I love that. Like, we always just assume like we're
is
like
cool.
the first choice, but we're not. We're like the best choice for beauty.
Uh-huh. It would have been cool to see other Goa'uld who have kept with some of these larger savage creatures.
I would have loved to see a ghoul like Unis in power somewhere.
Mhm. We basically get that in the tomb in season 5. You know, that there are levels of survival the Goa'uld can take can in terms of creatures the Goa'uld can possess and are willing to possess in the circumstances.
Anything, like they'll take anything that's there that they can. Yeah, I mean, you see an Unis in season 3 in that like Christian episode, which is a really weird one for me. I was like, Christianity in space.
I don't like that episode that much.
No, I don't like it at all. But it was interesting to see. But I was like, oh, I would have loved to see like an Unis though, Gould, who's like dressed up like Apophis or something. That would have been hilarious and awesome, you know?
Also, a bit of just another shout out to Catherine Powers, because like she like made the Unas. It's so cool.
They
and
are
the Asgard.
best.
It's named after I think a king, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
I don't remember that bit, but that is pretty awesome.
I will say, when I was a kid, this is one of my most like rewatched ones.
The ninth.
I think this one,
of the fifth
Tormented
dynasty of
Tantalus.
Egypt.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Yeah. It's so sad knowing what happens in season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is.
But you know what? I'm not sorry, because eventually Vala comes into play and her chemistry with Daniel's incredible, so.
Very much so.
He's speaking about her in the past tense. She was a fighter, not she is a fighter.
Don't get your hopes too high, Daniel. he's keeping his hopes pretty low. Yeah, well, that's too much hope now. Let's calm down.
Dial down the hope.
Yeah, because it's not gonna be good.
Well, take it down to like a 3.
It's sad that every time they need like somebody like to get removed from a person, the no one's ever really like there, except for Chlorel, getting him pulled out. That was
Scar
good.
came back. Yep. And
Yeah, that made me really happy. That was the one that I was like,
got lucky with the.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I am unhappy that they did full circle in season 6 and basically ruined all of that.
Doing like
but I thought it was really well done anyway.
That's pretty gnarly.
Oh,
you've just poked the bear now. You've just made him angry.
You guys are in for it.
Right.
No, that's a big angry creature.
Next time make it a little bit more permanent.
Yeah.
For
Use
those
the damn
who
knife.
wanted to know, apparently this was shot at the water channels in Britannia Beach, British Columbia.
Beautiful. That would have to still be there.
I would have thought so. It looks like a pretty permanent structure.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Combination. They're both making good points, but we know
Yeah.
Daniel's right, so. You have no other leads. No other leads. Come on. If your choice is nothing or that, take that.
Yeah.
You know? Like, shh, Sam.
No, I understand Sam's point of view. She's trying to be logical, and he's operating purely on emotion, but I guess there's merits both ways.
Yep.
Yeah, but when you literally only have one lead to follow, then that's your best bet. So
gotta go on faith.
Yeah, sadly. But sometimes that it works. I'm sure there are many police officers and detectives who just have to follow that one lead. So
yeah.
God, I love his voice.
His voice is just incredible.
Yeah, draw us on with your blood, sir. Thank you.
No, go after him and finish that. Whoa, geez.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tilt, calm down. Damn many bullets. This guy is not letting up, and I love that. I just love how he's so annoying. I love it. Every time he didn't die, I was like, come on. But then I was like, but also yes, because I get to enjoy more.
Should count how many bullets he takes.
A lot.
A lot, yeah. Big dude, big dude.
Number.
I'm really excited to see Shaka. It's going to be great.
Yeah, Shaka's good.
I do like Shaka.
Shaka Zo.
There we go. We found it.
Faith wins today, guys. It is really convenient that they are like going to be standing right there when they have to go in. They don't have to like go searching the labyrinth.
Well, we are running out of time episode wise.
Yeah, they didn't have time for that.
She's so lucky that she never came across Unis while she was in there.
Oh, incredibly lucky, because it sounds like she was there for a long time.
Yeah, and it looks like she knew he was there.
And she would have been without a weapon, assumably, as well.
Yeah. She would have been dinner.
Yep.
If he caught up to her.
Would have been.
Honestly, this episode's actually like the idea of the labyrinth is terrifying, but it's really cool because, like, obviously it's not really terrifying for me. If I can make my way out, it's like, oh, easy. If I was a Jafar or a Guldo, I'd be cacking my pants.
Psychic thunder.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very convenient that it decided to speak at that exact moment. You guys found it.
And
good job.
That they found it. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that timing. Yeah, look at him. He's like, something's not up. It's too easy.
There we go.
So with Kendra, it kind of seems like she was sort of able to influence her symbiote a little bit, like from within.
Yeah,
would
she
you say
manipulated
that that's like
it.
a bit of foreshadowing for like Shinnok?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
The Gould are actually pretty weak when you get down to like, the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Like without all the technology, they're just stripped of all that stuff. It's really just a battle of wills. And they win obviously by default, but like the human mind is something very powerful in this show.
It can put up with a lot of crap.
Yeah.
We are low on ammo. There we
go. It is just really funny that the thing that's like their main enemy is just a little snake. But the little snake did a lot.
Does a lot.
Yeah. Accomplished a lot. To go to show how small you are, you know, you could really just like not have much self-esteem.
Size matters
And then,
not.
yeah, exactly. And then
Yeah.
one day,
You
could
turn
be the
the
god
good
of
into a
everything.
positive.
Yeah. I could turn anything into a positive, including brief candle.
Face your fear.
This episode teaches you so many things. It brings the Greek myth in, it brings you Norse mythology, and it tells you to conquer your fears and do the right thing. And it's like,
That's right.
man, as
Fight
a
for what's
child,
right.
yes,
Find a
literally.
hammer device, destroy it.
And you find an Unis, behead it.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
if it's got gold in
Sever its
it.
head.
If it's got a gold in it.
bullets just don't make a dent.
Ah, cliches.
Oh, I love.
Is that the first cliche reference?
I think it is. Yeah,
I don't
would've
know, but
mentioned it sooner.
I did. Yeah, I did see it referenced a couple of times. It's very cute. He's trying to use Earth sayings. It gets.
I do like that before he eats them. He's got them backed into a corner, so he's just talking and being like, "Leave, my dude. I can eat this guy myself." God, his accent. Oh my god, the way he says millions in a second. Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just the way that the gravitas and everything he says. Oh, he's so tall. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, that is one huge dude. Like,
Putting
he's
him
bigger
next to
than
Teal'c?
Teal'c, and Teal'c's
Ooh.
big.
Yep.
Shaka's quite small.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
Shaka is small.
he's a youth.
He is. He's a little
that's
innocent
true. That's a
baby.
good point. That's a good point.
He's a cutie patootie, and I want to hug him.
Well, we got to meet one version of Shaka.
Indeed,
Patrick
indeed.
Curry.
Yep.
Did you have a photo with Patrick Curry?
I did not. I was going to, but I had a
Oh,
budget.
I did.
Next time.
He's such a nice dude.
He was in Battlestar Galactica as a drug dealer.
Yep.
I would have loved to talk to him about that.
Oh, it's a good thing that she learned this.
Love it. Nice.
Handy.
There you go.
Quite literally, there's like hands all around there.
Yeah.
Jeez, stay down.
Yeah, push him.
The
I do think that there's one slight thing of cringe about this episode. It's only this part because he's in that thing for ages.
Yeah, and that's like the Wraith.
And he has to say it. Like,
The
don't say
Wraith
there's no
sound,
other
isn't
way.
it?
Yeah, it is. The dart sound. Yeah, he's got to say there's no other way. Like, just say Teal'c, and then Teal'c can just stay in there. We know what he's doing. We know why he's doing it. Jack could have definitely gone in there sooner, though. Like, yeah, he's only now pulling him out. There we go.
Jeez.
I do like that they killed, the first one. Is he like definitively the first one, or is he just one of the first ones?
The first one. Well,
He's the
that's
first
what
one.
That's what he said. He claims to be.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe he's just lying because all Ghoul lies.
bragging.
One of the first. He's at least one of the first ones.
Yeah. Has he done my ancestry though? Because
I don't
know.
think so. I haven't logged in a while.
Good. Suck it.
Yeah,
Such a
dude's
shame,
taken
though.
like 1,000 bullets.
I'm not gonna lie, I would love to leave him in there though. Like, imagine if he stayed in there. The amount of like nasty gold you could get to go to this planet and then like go and experience that labyrinth. Best torture. The Ghoul deserve it.
Yeah, it means Teal'c's stuck.
Yeah.
It was the only way.
Yeah. To be honest, he's safe though, you know? They just need to go have that conversation they're gonna have in season 2 now about the hall, the Asgard hall, where they go and answer those questions and then let them know that Teal'c's stuck. They can set him up a nice little mattress and food, little stove. You know?
Well, like
that's what I thought. I was like, just leave him here for a few months, see what happens. You know?
And Daniel, you get to do it.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah.
Yeah, and he has to do this again in a couple of episodes with the Torment of Chambliss. He's like, oh,
Next
okay,
episode.
shoot it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's
Just
right.
keep on shooting
He wants
all
to
these
stay. He
great
wants to stay
marvels.
behind.
Yeah.
Silly boy.
And just one shot. I find that hard to believe.
T.
Make the attempt.
This moment gives me the warm and fuzzies. A triumphant SG1 music.
Yeah, I love it.
Season 1 is nice because it has like an almost like just innocence to it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The discovery
done the
and
first
excitement.
time.
Yeah,
That's
it's really
it.
nice.
Things are still reasonably simple.
When I want nice simple time, I watch season 1 to 3. But when I want to just like get into the complicated like lore of it, I like watch seasons 7 through 10.
You should be all right.
Yeah. Isn't she dead the next time we see her?
She is.
Yeah, she doesn't
Absolute
make it the
shame.
next time.
I'm really upset we didn't see her next time. Although seeing Sam use like the ghoul technology she left behind is cool. So
Yeah, we see Garwin, but I think she even loses her husband, doesn't she?
Yes.
yeah, Gerwin.
Garwin, yeah.
Yeah. The Sumerians have a bad time of it.
Isn't Garwin the Tok'ra High Council lady?
Garwin
is that what her
Sanford
name
is
is?
Nareem.
No, I thought there was another woman who had that name. I know Garwin Sanford is Nareem, but I was wondering. I don't know. I might be wrong. I might be wrong, misremembering things. No, it's Garshaw.
Garshaw.
Garshaw,
My
yeah,
brain combined
Garshaw.
words.
Right.
That's why my brain went there. Oh, took me a second. Oh, this is so cute.
Please have our box with naked people on it.
Yes. But we all have the same bits, so this should make sense to you that we are the same.
That's it.
Oh, you will.
Yeah. You guys are gonna get very acquainted with the Asgard. So it's so exciting, guys.
And the Asgard are gonna love you, Jack.
Yeah, name a ship after you, and then Sam's gonna blow it up immediately.
Oh, I was so yeah. I mean, we'll get there, but yeah, I
I was
just feel
sad for that.
Poor Sam. She just didn't get a ship named after her. Everyone else did.
No, she did
That we
so
know of,
much
yeah.
stuff as well. Yeah.
Like she did more for the Asgard than Daniel did, and they named a ship after Daniel before they named one after her.
The Daniel
Anyway.
Jackson, yeah.
Daniel Jackson.
Yeah.
I bet that they had a
Scoff.
ship out there named after her. I just do.
Scoff. One day.
Mark Gibbon played Thor.
Oh. Yeah, that's who it is. Who I think he plays in season 7 as well, actually. In one of the I think one of the episodes where the Tok'ra finally and the Jafar find their beef grows too strong. I think it's Death Knell. They're arguing about how the Anubis super soldier gets to like the base and stuff and how it got revealed. And then that's when they're all arguing. And I think he appears there and then in season 8. And I loved him because he was just a nice, trusty Jafar bro of Teal'c's. So, but yeah.
Trust
Mazel.
Jafar.
Played Mazel.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this episode. It's a banger of an episode. It's one of the good
banger.
ones.
It's
a
pretty good.
banger.
I'm just trying to think how many chevrons.
How many chevrons to give this?
I think
one?
it'd be about a 3. I don't want to rate them too highly because I know that there's some like excellent episodes out there that are probably going to be.
This is a high banger for me. That there's a lot of episodes that are in the show. That's the thing. You guys are like judging my ratings, but
Yeah.
I'd
That's the whole
say that
point.